Hey, what's going on, Air.ai team? My name is Johnny Zentmeyer. I got into sales in 2012. I actually used to be a professional high diver and Russian swing artist for Cirque du Soleil, and unfortunately I broke my back, and that's when I transitioned into sales full time. My dad's always been into sales. I grew up listening to him, listened to cassette tapes on rebuttals and closes, and heard him land big deals, and so I was just kind of around it my whole life, so it came very naturally for me. Plus, I love people and relationships, and so it's a good fit. So the first sales job I ever had, I sold pest control door to door, and I think that's such a great job for a beginner salesman to learn how to deal with rejections. And then I worked in a phone room for about a year. I was top 3 sales guy or closer out of about 65 people. I also sold solar door to door. I then worked for a company called JB Matthews, and we would sell commercial garage doors and airplane hangar doors, high-speed doors. And actually, when I got the job, one of the sales guys recommended, would you be willing to install the doors and work in the field with the guys for the first 3 months? And I said, absolutely, because then I could learn the doors and the applications and how they would work for the customers. And so I did that. I think in my first month, I set up $70,000 worth of sales. All right, this is pretty cool. And in 2015, my wife and I got an opportunity to start a franchise with a company called Image Counts. And what we would do is, I was the photographer and the salesperson, as well as my wife was in sales too, because she would close on the back end. But we would go in, we'd have people sign up, anywhere from 20, 25 people a day, a 15-minute session. So I would pitch them in the beginning, take a photo shoot with them, have them sit down with my wife, all in 15 minutes, and close them. The first 12 months, we were able to pull in $240,000 in sales. So that was really fun. I love that. So the hardest working period in my life was probably training for Cirque du Soleil. You just had to be dedicated, disciplined, devoted to it. I did it every day for 3.5 years. I was on a mission. And finally, I got the opportunity to work for Cirque du Soleil. It was a dream come true. You know, I had people tell me, you have to be an Olympic diver. You have to be one of the best in the world. So I said, okay, I got to be one of the best in the world. And I became one of the top 10 Russian swing artists in the world. And so that was the hardest working time of my life. But really, anything that I do, I believe it represents the person doing it. And that's really important for me. So I go all in with whatever it is that I'm going to do. Anything worth doing is worth doing right. And just with the elite level athlete mindset that I have, you know, if I'm going to do something, I want to try and be the best at it. The best team, the best cast and crew that I was ever a part of was SeaWorld, San Antonio, Texas. I worked there for 3 years with professional synchronized swimmers, aerialists, divers, and we were just such a great family. We all had aspirations of starting our own companies and doing all these different things, but also becoming better, learning new tricks. And a lot of people wanted to go either to Cirque or different places, so we all helped each other, encouraged each other. You know, working together as a team is very important, and we were like a big family. Okay, so if they said, yeah, I just really need to talk to my wife about the finances, of course I would listen to everything that they say, and then I would say, okay, I totally understand that. I'm married myself, so you definitely don't want to get in the doghouse. Definitely run it by your wife. Let me ask you a question. Would it be the total money up front? Is it a cash flow problem? What exactly is it? Yeah, it's all the money up front. Just right now, I don't know if we can afford that. Okay, well, how about this? If we could get you set up if we could break it down into payment plans, would that be palatable for you? Yeah, that would work. Okay, great. Well, we have our in-house lending finance program that we use called Midas. We can get you set up with that, break down the payments, see what you get approved from, and go from there. Does that sound good? So my sales philosophy is actually pretty simple. I want to provide value and solutions. But I believe everything in life is sales, honestly. You're either selling a product, a service, yourself, sometimes all three. And then to get someone from prospect to client, I believe it's really important to obviously listen to them, develop a good relationship with them, ask them where they are and where they want to get to, then show them the value in the product or service that I'm selling, and then provide the solution of how they can get to where they want to go. And that to me is probably the most rewarding part of sales, is knowing that you help somebody become more successful, provide more for their family, and just have a better life in general. The biggest values that my parents instilled in me are probably follow God with all your heart, to be a man of integrity, to be disciplined, to work hard, and to be kind, to be trustworthy, and just overall, and give back to humanity. Help others that are in need. When somebody is in need, to offer them what you have, and to help them when you can. And so that's something that I do with my 5-year-old and my wife. Is we'll go out one day if I'm not working, we'll just go out and we'll go to gas stations, and we'll go and fill up people's gas tank or buy somebody food and just encourage them. And that's one of our favorite things to do, which is one of the reasons why I want to become so successful, is because I want to be able to give back in a big way to the world. And because just like Steve Jobs says, we're always taking, but to be someone that gives, to put back, I think is really cool. If the world was ending in 24 hours, how would I spend my day? Well, I tell my son, he's 5, every morning that he gets up, I say, you know what? We don't know if we get tomorrow. We don't know if we get a year from now, but you want to know what we do know we get? We get today. And I try to teach him to live in the present moment. And I would probably, if it was my last day, I tell all my family members how much I love them all the time, but I would do it 10 times as much. And then I think I would go out and I would help people that are in need. I would spend my day sharing Christ with people that are, in the trenches or homeless or just struggling. And then I would ask God to, lead me, and I would follow. What do you have? This is my last day. What are we doing today, God? Thank you guys so much for taking the time out of your day to watch this video. I know that your time is extremely valuable. I really am thankful for this opportunity, and I look forward to hearing from you guys. Have a great rest of your day. Go crush it.